The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome to the Business Buzz. If I haven't spoken to you before, it's a brand new year. Of course, you know that, right? We're 12 days into a brand new month, into this brand new year, and I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. This is our first segment of the Business Buzz in 2021. I want to thank Susan for putting this all together. Good morning, Susan. Happy New Year to you too. And in the studio this morning, it's a pleasure, extreme pleasure, to welcome the owner of Artnest Creative Studio, that is, Ms. Christina Pinedo Donovan. And alongside her, we have Donovan. I messed your name up, right?
That's okay. It's just Christina Pinedo.
Christina Pinedo. And we have joining her is Kevon Douglas. Kevon is from HD Digital, and he'll be talking all about digital marketing. And hopefully we'll be joined by Reno Jackson, but he's running a bit late. Maybe he'll join us by phone. But in the meantime, I want to say good morning.
Morning.
And welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. Susan hooked you guys up. She's good at doing this.
She's the best.
She is the best. And it's a pleasure to have you in the studio this morning. So we're excited. Mm-hmm. I'm excited because I'm going to learn more about Artnest. I'm not a very artsy person, but I'll be putting on my artsy hat this morning. Now, let's start with you, Christina, as the owner of Artnest Creative Studio. Give us a sense of why Artnest Creative Studio was established.
So, Artnest was created 4 years ago, and I really saw a need in the community for a creative space for people to come and express themselves. So, to learn painting, pottery, we even did improv acting, anything, baking, decorating, crafts. We do everything. Think of it as your own personal Pinterest.
I love that.
Yeah. So, and people really embraced it, and we grew very quickly. So we grew from a small space into a large space, and then COVID, right? So with COVID, that gave us another chance to decide how we're going to redefine ourselves going forward. And that's where Parcel 110 came in. So I guess we'll touch on that later, but we now no longer have our own physical space. We live under Parcel 110's roof with a lot of other creatives. So it's very exciting. We thought Artnest was kind of going to, just go to sleep and rest for a while, but it's come back.
Well, we're glad it's back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So your last location was at
the
McClendon, right?
Yes, the old Woods Furniture Building.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're now at Parcel 110.
Yes.
I love that name, Parcel 110. What's the block?
Oh, I don't know the block, but I know the parcel is 110.
Parcel is 110, definitely 110. So you have grown.
Yes.
Since moving from McClendon.
Yes, we've evolved. We've gotten smaller and simpler, but we've joined this network of creatives, so that in a sense has made us bigger and more accessible to the community, and now we can do more with the collaborations.
And everyone is under the same roof.
Correct.
That's awesome. Now, Kevin, thank you for joining us on the buzz this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Kevon, you're here with your camera.
Yeah.
And all the works.
All the gadgets.
All the gadgets. I'm just looking at them and going, I wouldn't know what to click.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
So, Kevon, you're in the same building. You're in Parcel 110.
Correct.
Now, tell us about your aspect of your position in there as HD Digital, and how did you get into digital marketing?
Well,
where did it all start?
Where did it all start for me? The story goes a long way, and I don't think we have enough time for that. So I'll just cut it short. I used to DJ. And everybody, a lot of people. DJ Vaughn. That's all.
DJ Vaughn. That's all. You're DJ Vaun.
Yeah, you see, people know the name but not the face, right?
Okay.
So One of my strong points as a DJ was marketing myself and marketing events that we've done as well. So I just said, you know what? I sat back one day, turned it into a business, and just started doing digital marketing for everybody. And here's where we are. And Donovan was actually supposed to be a client, and he gave me the backstory of what he's doing, and I was very intrigued by it, and that's where I came in to join the family, and I'm kind of like their in-house marketer in a sense. So I'll be capturing all of the art. I'll be for Reno.
And here he comes.
Here he comes.
Good morning, Reno. Come on in.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Join the gang.
So with Reno, it's just about capturing all of what he's creating, all of what Artnest is creating, and then I think we will also be having a studio in there too, a recording studio. So it's just for me to capture the whole entire family, and that's what we are. We're a family. It's a block. It's a parcel of creators. And here's one of them right now.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Reno again.
Hello.
Glad to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you.
They say better late than never.
Yeah.
Now, Kevon, tell us, you get paid for this, right? They pay you for this service, right?
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
Okay.
But
all right, I'm just kidding.
I am there for the public as well that need help with their marketing. And of course,
Right.
with COVID, everybody
Okay.
needs marketing.
So what are some of the main services? Let's just point out some of the main services that you offer.
Video. So let's just say you have a business that you definitely need to highlight. There's no stronger marketing than video. Photos does it, but they say a photo has 1,000,000 words or something like that.
Speaks
but
1,000 words.
Speaks 1,000 words, right? But when it comes to video and marketing, content is king. And especially with these days with COVID, like I said, you need marketing. So definitely video is my strong point. But we do everything: website creations, logos creations, animations, anything that you need digitally done, we cover that as well. So and we specialize in audio. Our main focus is lighting for video. So, I tell everybody the story when you go to Burger King and you look at the menu, that's designed to make you want to eat that food, right? So,
Oh, yes.
and ultimately, we're problem solvers. So, any business that has issues, and we're the guys, the girls, everybody. We have a bunch of people. My fiance, she's very integrated with the company as well. So, we have a bunch of people there to help you.
Well, I'm sure, Christina, you're glad to have him under the
Oh,
same
yeah.
roof with you, right?
It's great. He comes in classes and just starts taking videos, and then by the end of basically the next day, I have a beautiful video done. So yeah,
Or a
it's
brochure.
awesome. Yeah, anything.
Anything that you need, yeah. And all that is going to be coming for a parcel. So.
So do you think digital marketing works for all businesses?
Yeah, I think it is. But it has to go hand in hand also with radio. So I also have to tell.
Yes.
So that, we're here.
Traditional radio.
Traditional radio, because these are all tools you need to use. So I would never tell somebody like, don't do one thing and just do this. It has to be a collaboration.
This is your marketing mix.
Yeah,
This is what works.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm affiliated with a lot of radio stations, and it's just about collaboration and just getting the word out there. That's what marketing
Good
is.
to have you on board now.
Well,
Come on.
let's exchange numbers.
Exchange
Yeah.
numbers. That's right. That's right. So why do you think it's important to get? Why is digital marketing so important in getting the word out to reach customers?
Well,
on multiple platforms, that is.
The old saying is, if a tree falls in the forest, does anybody hear it? So it's the same thing with your business, right? If you're not making noise, are you being heard? Are you being seen? And that's the importance of it. And with marketing, everybody has a phone in their hand, and then right now you're streaming on YouTube, so a lot of people is probably watching that on YouTube as well. So
YouTube, what's up?
you're driving around in your cars. Right now, technically, we're doing marketing, but you're covering all angles. So you're covering the phone, you're covering the radio. So yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. So we jump from Kevon to Reno.
I think it's really interesting we're on YouTube.
Yes.
Updated you.
Radio
Yeah.
K-Man has evolved over
Nice.
the yes, that's right. This Susan, she mans a woman's phone, the cameras. So
Amazing.
you're in good hands.
Yeah, seems like it.
Reno, you're an artist,
Yeah, that's what they say.
and I like your tattoos. Now, how did you get into in a nutshell?
In a nutshell,
As an-
elevator speech.
Yes.
I don't know. It kind of fell into it. Like I was always doing creative stuff as a kid, like drawing and painting and stuff like that. but I was never really encouraged to do it in the school system. And as I got older, I just started to decide, well, maybe this is something that I wanted to do and pursue as a career. And I went to UK for a bit and kind of fell out of the school system there as well. And then when I came back to Cayman, I realized there was a need for it. So I just kind of pushed for it. And a couple years later, it's just going.
So what type of art do you specialize in?
Mainly abstract projects, things that are, not really status quo, kind of multidisciplinary things. So things
just in a nutshell again, I like to use that word.
Yeah.
Describe to someone who doesn't know anything about your art, what they can expect.
I don't know how to explain that either.
It's
You just
very
have to come
avant.
you just have to come and check it out, right?
Yeah.
But it's avant-garde. It's cutting-edge stuff.
But it's multidiscipline, like I said. So it's photography, painting, sculpture, performance.
It's a combination.
Yeah, it's a combination. So I guess what I like to do is play more towards what the themes are. So if I see a certain element in a work that I want to do, I kind of pursue the practical thing that would benefit the theme. Yeah.
The theme. All right. Okay, with Parcel 110, Plain hosts a variety of flexible spaces for persons to gather, collaborate, and create. How having this space has helped you with your creative work?
Well, to me, I think it's great. You got marketing genius over there. You got artness over there. So it's so far. We don't know who else is going to eventually join up and collaborate with us on this project too. But I think so far it's just seeming to be a space that is going to allow and harbor creativity in general, and also an access point for a lot of people to reach into what's going on in Cayman in the art world in general. Sorry. And I think it's really important because like I said, when I came back here, I noticed there was a demand and a hunger for it. So to see a place like this popping up relatively soon after my arrival back here is really, infatuating, I guess.
I've never been up there. I'm gonna come soon.
Yeah, come check it.
I'm man, this is nice. So, do you have like your own corner, your own little? Is it closed in or is it all open?
Well, it's a broom closet. They keep me in, but they don't like to tell me that. No. We all have like a little space. Christina got the nicest one though. She got a bunch of windows and stuff, but
she must be the boss of you.
She's the boss.
No. I just have too many people. That's why.
It's no, it's really cool. So we have our own little studio spaces. Me and Kavan are like right next to each other, and it overlooks the government post office, like the original one. Mm-hmm. And it's a great working environment, and it's a flexible space as well. So we can move around if another studio empties up. Like if Christina says, "I want a smaller one," we just swap because
It's very collaborative. And I love that.
You know what you need in there, Christina? You need a space for people like myself and other sales members of the sales team to come and write scripts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a perfect place for you. We have also there's a lounge that is all glass windows looking over like the Cardinal Avenue. So that's the beauty of it. You come in and it's like you can work anywhere in that space.
Hoping to get some tea and coffee up there too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we also hosted art
show.
Yeah, the first art show right after it's been renovated was this weekend, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think it was Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, Martina Jackson, a local artist, who's also an accountant by day, but as most of us, we have double
So how long
lives.
you've been in that space?
Not long.
No, like a month.
Month?
Yeah, but it's been a work in progress. We've been developing it all collectively, trying to get it going, and it's getting there. I would say like by February. It should be.
It's almost there.
Yeah.
Are you happy there, Reno?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're all happy in the ACs.
The AC. AC cold now, boy.
It's cool.
That's all you need in Cayman. AC.
So, Reno, are there sufficient art supplies on the island for you to work with?
No. No.
That's the reason.
Yeah, no. Everything has to be shipped in, and then COVID's put a big dent in everything. But getting stuff here is relatively straightforward. Take about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but that'll come with time. I think as more people get involved in the arts in Cayman and people start to see it as a viable career or being creative in general, it should be more readily accessible. Because I noticed during COVID, office supply was like empty. Because people had time.
Everybody was an artist.
Yeah. Everybody had time to express, and they wanted to express, so it's kind of interesting. Well, it is interesting.
We are planning to sell some art supplies out of Parcel 110 as well. So that's another thing that the founder wanted me to mention. So that's kind of cool.
Ooh.
We're going to take a quick break. Want to thank our sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center, for their proud sponsorship of the Business Buzz. And in the studio, if you're just joining us, in the studio we have owner of Artnest Creative Studio, Ms. Christina Pineda. I'm always Pineda Donovan. Miss Pineda.
Just Pineda.
Miss Pineda. Local artist Reno Jackson and Kevon Douglas. Kevon is digital, HD digital. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about how you guys came up with this collaborative effort.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Albert Valentine Anderson Sr., MBE, 1904-1995.
Mr. Val was one of the first Caymanians to earn a recognized accounting qualification. He studied in Jamaica and earned the London Chamber of Commerce certification in bookkeeping in the early 1920s, when most Caymanian men went to sea. He was the 2nd District Commissioner for the Scout movement in the Cayman Islands, a position he held for some 20 years. He was the driving force between the Scouts in the 1960s and the 1970s, seeing the movement through a period of growth. For his accomplishments in scouting, he was awarded the MBE in 1980. He was a dedicated civil servant, working as an internal auditor and rising to assistant treasurer. He was the first manager of the Cayman Islands branch, Price Waterhouse and Company, one of the first international accounting firms to be established here. Husband to Alice Consuelo Ebanks Anderson and father of 6, he was well known for encouraging young men to pursue their dreams.
Rotary. We've been part of the beginnings, the then and now of the Francis Bodden Girls' Home in Bodden Town and the Bonaventure Boys' Home in the West Bay. Rotary Central, along with community partners assisting students to overcome barriers on their path of learning, supported by Rotary since 1999. Lives saved, lives restored. Just a little of what we've done and continue to do. Rotary opens opportunities.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies, free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
Attention, Caymanians! The registration deadline for the 2021 elections has been extended until 20 January 2021. Caymanians turning 18 on or before the May 26 elections may register now. In order to vote in the 2021 elections, you must register by the 20th of January. For more information, visit elections.ky or the elections office at Baytown Office Suites opposite the Wharf Restaurant.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Thank you for staying with us on the Business Buzz this morning. This is Anita Khan, and you're listening to Radio Cayman, our first segment on the Business Buzz this morning. In the studio, owner of Artnest Creative Studio, Miss Christina Pinada, and we have local artist Reno Jackson and Kevon. I'm just messing up all the names today for the new year. Kevon, DJ Vaughn. And he's the owner of HD Digital, and he's here to talk about marketing. Reno spoke about his art, and Christina discussing Artnest as well. Now, what a collaboration! And you're all housed under one roof at Parcel 110. Mm-hmm. Now, how did this partnership come about, Christina?
It came about by a visionary young man named Donovan. We'll just keep it at that. I don't think he wants to be too publicized. But actually, two brothers came together. They actually own Locked In. So that's where it all started. Locked In was looking for a new home, and they found a space, but it was too big for them. Uh-huh. So they took the inner rooms, and they had this whole set of outer rooms with windows and light, perfect for artists. So he had an idea. He contacted me probably like 4 months back, and he said, I want to partner with Artnest. We need art education in here. Let's go. And I was like, no. Legit. I just come out of a big building, and I was like, no. And then he goes, okay, second option. And I was like, And by the third time he came back, he's persistent, I'll tell you that. Yeah. By the third time he came back, I was like, all right, let's do something. And so we came in, I think, as the first one, but not physically. And then he, I don't know how you guys got in touch.
I think I came in before Kevon. Mm-hmm. No. It was at the same time, like identical time. But how I came in touch with it is I'm working on a project right now called 100 Caymanians. And I actually documented Donovan in it. And he was like, yeah, me and my brother, we might be opening an art space. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I've heard that like 300 times. And then, and then so around December, I was like, I wanted to leave where I was. So I contacted him. I was like, yo, that thing you were telling me about, is this a thing? And he was like, yeah. So I went and saw it, and I've just been a part of it since I saw it because the location is just unparalleled,
Yep.
So it's now a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. It developed.
A big thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully when you leave here this morning, it'll be a bigger thing.
Yeah, true. Yep. Every day it gets bigger and bigger. It's always something else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just happy for everybody that, you're in a space that you're enjoying. Christina, are you an artist?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
So do you do any art while you're up there, like say during the day?
I haven't had I teach, so I was doing a lot of teaching. I have another private studio that I do my art in, but I am going to use a space for pottery because pottery is incredibly messy. So I feel good that I have a space I can make a mess, and then, so.
Do you have a kiln?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we got the pottery wheels going in the studio now, and then I have a kiln at home.
Kiln, okay, cool. Oh, so they make the clay and then fire it, and then you bring it back.
Yeah,
okay.
But it has to be dry, right? Very dry.
Exactly. Okay. So it takes like 4 or 5 days to dry out, especially if it's a small piece, and then you take it and fire it and bring it back, and then they can glaze it, which is most people say paint. Mm-hmm. You fire it a second time. So
okay. Well, okay. No, you'll be offering any pre-recorded online courses?
Yeah, we do that now. During COVID, we ended up doing that because, just to give people something to do at home. So we have a series of recorded classes on our website, artnestcayman.com.
So you can sign up online for those?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any January classes?
Yep, we're into some of our classes already. We've had one pottery class. We have actually 6 pottery classes this month. So I'd encourage the public, if you've ever wanted to learn how to throw pottery on a wheel, now's the time to do that because we have a ceramicist that teaches this, and he has a lot of experience. So he works with Visual Art Society as well. So it'd be good to get that. We can only take 6 people at a time.
6 people, okay.
Yeah. And we have, we have cake pop, like baking classes. We have the paint and sip classes where you learn step by step how to do a painting. People come in and they're terrified. They're like,
I paint by numbers?
Yeah. They're like, I can't do a stick man. I'm like, luckily for you, we're not doing stick men today. So, yeah. But everybody comes out an artist. So that's the beauty of it. They don't realize all of us have this creativity in us bursting to get out, and they don't realize it until they first put a brush to a canvas.
I will say, though, it's really good to do as a couple. as well.
Yes,
So that's
yes, we have
things.
couples painting classes.
Is man a romantic?
Yeah, tell me.
He actually took the video of our couples classes where you do two canvases that come together to make one. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's sweet.
Which we will be posting today on Parcel 110's Instagram, so you can see that video and kind of see inside of what is going on.
Now, back in the days, we used to do the clay. We used to have to roll it and all that, but now you have the wheeling, and you have pottery wheel.
Yes. So you have two options. You can do hand building, which is what you're talking about. So you have to do it all manually
and take all the air out of the
yes,
clay. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
I did that.
But you still have to do that before you put it on a pottery wheel.
Okay. Okay. And do you offer gift certificates?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And they're digital. So
digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
just buy them
go
online and
okay.
you get an email with your digital certificate.
All right. The best part of this is your location. Where are you located? Where is Parcel 110 located?
Cardinal Avenue.
Yeah.
Above Victoria's Secrets, next to Pena entrance or Penha.
Penha, yeah. We're on Cayman's Main Street.
Yeah.
Cardinal
Avenue.
The flagship.
Flagship.
It's crazy because I've driven by there all my life and I've never looked at the third floor.
Now
I can't unsee it, right?
Yes.
So
is there an elevator or just a stairs?
There is an elevator.
Elevator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
So
the
the
third
entrance
floor.
is just right there between Penha and Mac.
Penha and the Sterling Silver Store.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you just go up there, and you have a number, Christina?
I don't have a number anymore. We just do email. So events@artnestcayman.com.
Kevon, you want to?
Sure, I'll plug my information real quick. You can go and check us out on. You can check us out online at www.hddigitalcayman.com and also follow us on Instagram as well at hddigitalcayman. And the email is info@hddigitalcayman.com and my direct number is 928-9065. So if your business is having issues and you want to get the word out there about your business, contact HD Digital. We will be there for you guys and solving your problems.
Oh,
I'm
about to say any business you want to come find me, he's my publicist from now on. So just call him first and ask for me.
Well, you see, I've done radio for 10 years, so this is like home.
Yes. What any contact details for you, Reno?
You can Google my name, John Reno Jackson, or my email is jrjartworks@gmail.com. That's probably the easiest way. Because I have a personal phone number, so
yeah. Okay. And you're on Instagram too.
Oh yeah, my Instagram @John Reno. Yeah, I always forget about that.
Christina, do you have any activities for children?
We're slowly reintroducing children's programs as I see how the space can accommodate that. Our old building, we could do a lot of kids stuff because it was on the ground floor next to a green space. So we're just trying to figure out how to do it. But yes, we usually offer birthday parties, camps, just anything for kids. That was our biggest program, but we've had to scale back. But we'll be bringing it back slowly.
How about membership?
We used to be a membership-based thing, but people just don't really like that model. So we're just open to the public, and yeah, that's it.
I wanted to say there's something that I'm personally working on with children. There's a local program called Bless the Youth. Shout out, Jake. And, the idea...
What's it called, sorry?
Bless the Youth.
Bless the Youth.
So I've been in contact with him for a while, and I wanted to reach out to him. We're reaching out to each other to try to sort out something to have kind of like an art awareness or a creative awareness program with the young people in the community. So that's something I'm working on coming up hopefully soon. Parcel 110.
That's awesome.
Shout out Jake Cash. Shout out Bless the Youth.
Any final words? Anybody?
You've
only got 20 seconds.
I got 20 seconds. Okay, no, pause. Mine is longer than 20.
How about you, Reno?
Oh, wait, what? Sorry, what was
Last words.
Last words.
Just thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us and
support local.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Christina.
Yeah, just Cayman, you need to be more creative because you are. So come out, express it. Come see the space, Parcel 110 above Victoria's Secret's third floor. It has art up now until Saturday by Martina Jackson. So come check that out. I think this is great for Cayman.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you guys for popping by. Thank you for Susan for putting this all together. And I want to wish you every good luck, good fortune, good business, and happiness in one space.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll come over and visit. Thanks to our guest this morning on the Business Buzz, our first segment, Miss Christina Pineda, owner of Pineda of Artnest Creative Studio, local artist Reno Jackson, and Kevon Douglas, also known as DJ Vaughn, owner of HD Digital, and want to say thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, Anita. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
At Foster's, you'll always find the biggest weekly specials so you can save on your groceries.
That's right. And this week you'll find Breyer's Ice Cream, 48 ounce, just $4.99 each, save $3.
We also have Crestscope Outlast mouthwash for just $3.99, save $2.30.
And Welch's Juices, 59 ounce, 2 for $5. Price is good until 20th January 2021.
You'll find even more great specials in store or by visiting fosters.ky. Foster's, better prices because we care.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended August 31st, various life cycle funds provided returns between 9.2% and 16.5%, and our all-in expense ratio is currently the lowest it's ever been, a record low at 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Eligible Caymanians interested in pursuing tertiary studies overseas for the 2021-2022 academic year are urged to submit their applications for overseas government scholarships before the upcoming deadline.
At the end of this month, so that's January the 31st, at 12 a.m., applicants need to remember that it is a 5-stage process and it's all online. We do not accept any hard copies at the Secretariat. Everything has to be entered on the online system.
Manager of the Scholarship Secretariat, Dr. Sherry Smith, tells Radio Cayman there's quite a few people still in the first stages of their application process.
That is a bit concerning. And, so we encourage people to get it done and not wait till the last minute, because if everybody goes on at the last minute to try and upload their documents, we are going to, it's likely that their system can crash or you won't be able to complete it in time. And the council really has not, once it closes off, they have not been reopening the application period or extending the application period.
The Overseas Scholarship for Undergraduate Degree awards a maximum of 20,000 CI dollars per year for up to 4 years for a successful applicant, whereas the postgraduate award is up to 25,000 per year. If you're interested, you can head to education.gov.ky/scholarships. And so far, so good for the Hop On, Hop Off shuttle in Georgetown. Kristen Augustin is Energy Policy Coordinator with the Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure.
We are averaging approximately 100 people per week, and just before Christmas, it went up to just under 200 for the week.
The service is free and designed to help decrease congestion in the capital while making it easier for people to get around and access Georgetown services. The route is published online at energy.gov.ky, but Ms. Augustin tells CIG-TV the info will soon be as close as your smartphone.
The bus company has developed an app to track the shuttle in real time, which will be launched very soon.
The shuttle runs from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and there is a park and ride option at the government parking lot behind the immigration building. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. Bobi Wine, the Ugandan opposition leader who's standing for the presidency, has accused the army of raiding his home and arresting his security guards just 2 days before the election. The police denied that anyone had been arrested. Bobi Wine has been repeatedly detained during the campaign, which ends today. The Supreme Court in India has put on indefinite hold controversial agricultural laws which farmers say benefit big business. It said the government must reach a compromise with the farmers. They've welcomed the ruling, but they say that protests against the laws will continue. The flight data recorder from the plane that crashed into the sea in Indonesia on Saturday has been found. The authorities hope to recover the cockpit voice recorder next. The economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic has caused a 10% fall in greenhouse gas emissions in the United States. The drop is the biggest since the Second World War, but there have been warnings that emissions have started to rise again. A state of emergency has been declared in Malaysia to stem the spread of coronavirus. It allows the Prime Minister to govern without Parliament. The state of emergency will remain in force until August. The Nigerian authorities have warned that rising numbers of coronavirus cases are leading to a shortage of oxygen supplies for hospitals. A new plant has been opened in Lagos that will produce about 300 oxygen cylinders a day. The German authorities say what's being described as the world's largest darknet marketplace has been taken down in an international operation. The site had carried out transactions worth almost $200 million. And the Norwegian Refugee Council hopes that aid will soon reach the Ethiopian region of Tigray. The UN believes that more than 2 million people are in need of assistance in the region, which has been cut off by fighting since November. And that's the latest BBC World News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. We have an all-in expense ratio of less than 1%, over 20,000 members, and $490 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or require further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Are you interested in a career in networking? Register now for UCCI's IT Academy. Students can earn their CompTIA A+ certification or take their studies to the next level with cybersecurity, CCNA, cyber ops classes, and much more. For more information, visit www.ucci.edu.ky/experience-it. Visit us at UCCI to register and pay by January 22nd. Classes start on January 25th.
Good morning. Time now for the latest weather report. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. The barometric pressure is 30.05 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-northeast at 4 knots. Overnight low temperature was 77. Synopsis indicate moderate northeasterly winds and seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a high pressure moves over the western Atlantic Ocean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area, moving towards the west. Now the forecast for today and tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will be in the low 80s today and fall to the low 70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 9:43, low tide this afternoon at 3:50, and a high tide again tonight at a minute after 9. The sun will set this evening at 4 minutes past 6 and will rise tomorrow morning at 2 minutes after 7. And the outlook is calling for light northeasterly winds and slight seas from tomorrow afternoon as the high pressure system weakens over the Atlantic Ocean. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
And top of the morning to you once again. Let's take a look at traffic. Coming from the east, busy traffic on the Linford-Pearson Highway. Also coming off the Linford-Pearson Highway on Agnes Way, traffic is busy. And steady in some sections of Cool Road, other section busy. And traffic is slow moving coming from the Butterfield Roundabout, just off the Esther Tibbetts Highway, heading towards the Industrial Park area. Slight delays expected. And traffic is pretty good on Shedden Road and flowing nicely on the Westfield Road in front of the Ritz. And as we look to downtown Georgetown once again on Edward Street, no issues there as traffic is light to moderate. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. And Huldah Avenue traffic is steady but flowing. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and click it or ticket.
You've come to love Subway's Eat Fresh menu. Let them bring it to you and cater your next important meeting or outing. From customized box lunches starting at just $6 to their famous platters, you'll love the taste and the price. Have Subway cater your next staff meeting, boat or beach outing, or birthday party. Their crowd-pleasing sandwich trays will do the trick, like the Fresh Fit platter or maybe the new double meat wrap platter. Subway has a platter to fit everybody's taste. And don't forget to add a cookie platter for dessert. Cater with Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning again. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. It's now 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. This is the second and final segment of the Business Buzz, and the first Business Buzz, first show for the year 2021. Today is Tuesday, January 12th. And I want to say thank you to the folks from Artnest Creative Studio, Reno and Kevon from HD Digital. It was fun having them this morning, and it's fun having Miss Shonda Glidden this morning in the studio. Good morning, Shonda. Shonda, we're going to put the spotlight on your company this morning, Docs.ky. And I have to tell you that Shonda is an attorney at law, and she's also the founder of Docs.ky, and that's spelled DOCS.ky. Good morning again, Shonda.
Hi, good morning, Anita. How are you?
I am fine. And when I say we have Shonda here, so whenever I see Chanda, it reminds me of Shonda.
Oh. So, yeah, it's definitely Chanda like panda.
Chanda like panda. Now, Chanda, let's you off cue, you were saying that you're new. This is a new business for you.
Yes, this is new. It's not a new idea. Just to give you some background on where we started from, like around 2012, I thought, oh wow, like wouldn't it be great if we had something like LegalZoom or one of these document services, template businesses that you could get online. But then I thought I had the right partners to do it, but I didn't have all the right resources, and that kind of got delayed. And I thought about it, and over time, I really just saw how there was a gap. There was a gap that people needed these templates, needed something because they couldn't necessarily afford to come to an attorney and spend thousands of dollars, but they were being disadvantaged by not being able to have something in place. And many people can do things by themselves, but they didn't have the confidence or any awareness of where to go to get the resource, or am I doing it right? Is this even based in Cayman law? Because everything online is the UK, the US, right, somewhere else. So you needed to have some confidence. And, I just didn't like the way that law was working for people. So I changed it.
You changed it. Change is good.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
I could see it's coming from your heart.
Yes. And that's why I would go down to the registry sometimes, filing things for clients, and I would see where people were they were just so confused at some very simple processes, but they were so confused. And when you said, oh, well, you can go to an attorney and it's going to cost X amount, you could just see the look of dread on their face. Like, I don't have that. Or is what do I do? And, you know, there's just always, whether it's at the courts or at the company registry, like people are just, they want to do better for themselves, but they just don't know where to start. So this was, here's a place to start.
Here's a place to start,
and,
definitely.
yeah, and something that's affordable. It's not cheap, but it's affordable because some time and resource and energy has to go into it to make it work. But, you know, when you're talking about a fraction of what you would pay to go and do this with a lawyer that you might not ever be able to afford, that gives you that starting space. So that's where I was really coming from with this, to give
That's
people
very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure your clients appreciate this.
Yes.
And prospective clients will appreciate it.
Yes,
no?
They're excited.
You're excited. What's your main objective then?
So
after putting all this together?
My main objective was, again, for people just to have a place to go. So right now, like we just launched, and I just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to the amazing team I have behind this as well. Nia Life by Design is doing all of our social media, and Edge Space Marketing has designed the website. So I have a wonderful team of women behind me that are, you know, they make sure that I keep going and things keep getting done. So I think that's even how Susan found me, and I was like, oh wow, it's working. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, so what people can expect, we started off with just like 5 very simple print, and you can fill it out, even just hand fill it out, templates for
Susan, we have we have copies of the template. You want to put them up for those our viewers on Facebook? Okay, I can
just so you can get a little idea.
These are some of the templates.
Yeah, so we're starting off with like 5 basic things that I found.
There's a last will and testament.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have and the guidance notes come with it because there are some peculiarities.
The camera. Oh, I was looking at the other camera. Sorry. You have so many cameras in here. Okay, so there's another last will.
Well, this is the guidance
notes.
Yeah, because there's some peculiarities that come with filling out a will to make it valid.
And these are all online?
Yes. So when you purchase the will, you will get the guidance
notes.
Here's
the guidance notes.
When
the
you
guidance notes here, right here.
Right. And then you have a vehicle sale agreement.
Yeah. And...
yeah, that's
of course, this one is the last will and testament.
Yeah.
I need one of these. No. And like I said, these are all online, Susan. So thanks for printing these.
Yeah. So you're going to have some PDF copies, and we're working on the Word versions because that gives you a little bit more flexibility if you feel more confident about how you are able to draft a document. But I just wanted a starting place for someone who was like, oh, you know what? I sold my car and I sold it for $12,000 and the bank is requiring a sale and purchase agreement, but I don't know what to put in that. Or I'm selling this vehicle and I'm leaving the island. I just want to make sure that this is done properly and I have something to mark that this was done, evidence that I did this. Right. So I just want people to have access to some basic things. And we're going to build it up and get more and more fancy and more documents as we come together over the years over this year in the next few weeks.
And plug for you, like we just said, maybe you might want to add some lease agreement in there.
Yes. So
purchase agreement. I can go on and on,
So we have coming up. First will be like more of a business bundle, so company formation,
right?
Share transfers, minutes resolutions, that kind of things for business owners who just they need some stuff there. Family documents, employment contracts. So we have a list of things that we are building and going to work and refine on. But I just wanted people to be confident that they can empower themselves to make some choices. The other thing is I'm big on education and awareness. So I'm also using this platform to be able to break down some of the complications because law is everywhere. Everything we do, whether we, how we saw that over COVID, like how we live, how we can't drive, we can't open a business, we can't do anything that doesn't have some legal impact, whether it's recycling. Everything we do has some element of governance to it, right? So I think people should have a basic foundation when it comes to things that affect their lives, a basic understanding of that. So I want to use this as a platform to break down things you should know about your estate planning, just some basic stuff that you should be aware of so that you can plan your estate well. Basic things that you need to know so that, you can make your business run properly. So,
do you give free advice?
This will be my giving free advice. This will be it in that sense.
Okay.
And it also frees me up as an attorney to focus on more complex matters. So things people can do themselves, and I feel confident in giving people to do themselves, I will do that. And then things that need more of my attention as a lawyer with my lawyer hat on to, focus on a complexity. It frees me up to have that time to do that as well for people.
So this is just a young start.
Yeah.
This is your starting round.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. So this is one aspect of the business. Now you have another aspect of that. I was looking at your website.
Yes.
So there's notary.
Yes.
Now let's talk a little bit about notary.
Yeah, because what goes with business and legal documents more than a notary service? Every time we do something, we need a notary, right? So.
Somebody's got to sign something somewhere.
Yep.
Or verify a signature.
Exactly. And you're looking, you're scrambling who's available. So what we wanted to do was open it up to have, now that we have virtual notaries, that you can make an appointment.
We do?
Yeah, we
Can you explain that a little bit?
All right. From COVID, that was one good thing that came out of COVID was now we can do virtual notarizations. I don't know if they'll keep that in place forever because it was only granted for 2 years to begin with. But it's very convenient, especially for people who are in Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, or can't get, physically get to a notary and need something done very quickly. It's very time saving. So basically what the law requires is that, we have the documents received to us electronically, but we do a call on video call to verify. So if you say this is your passport, then basically, you show us that that's your passport, and then you can send it to us and we can do it virtually, notarize that. So
Thank God for Zoom.
Right?
What did we do before
Zoom and WhatsApp. Virtual calls. So so it's very much more convenient. So somebody who, like, if you needed something done maybe for later on in the week, but you just didn't want to forget to do it, you could upload the documents, make an appointment to do a virtual call, and then we'll get that sorted for you. We also have the walk-in service at 24 Hulda Drive in the Barnett building upstairs.
We're going to get to that.
So that's where, if you're looking for Charles, you're looking for Chalo. That's where he is. So.
I have to tell our listeners that you're Chalo's daughter.
Yes.
And we were talking off, Susan, we were talking off cue. She knows these are stomping grounds.
Yes.
When she was younger. Like most of the kids who have parents or whatever who used to work here or still work here, the grandchildren now are running around. So, so
very familiar walls and halls.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And so you do have a notary present at your place?
Yes. So it's
.ky.
Yes. So we don't have like a formal office, but so we do have a office that's spaced at where my dad is. Okay. So we wanted to make sure there was a physical presence and a virtual presence. So sometimes I can't always get to everybody when they need it, but he's usually there and available if somebody had to walk in or to make an appointment. So yeah.
Okay. So just to recap, the main services that you offer. For our listeners who might be just joining us.
Yeah, so document templates, legal templates for everyday life, and we'll get to some more complicated things, and as notary services. And what I'm also working on as well in between this is doing things like wills workshops, because I think that's really important for somebody who still might not be confident enough to print this agreement out, sign it themselves, but you want to have, be able to ask me some questions and keep it affordable. So I'm working on that for $150. Come in, have your, it might be a group of us together who have similar needs, whether it's a single parent household and you all have the same needs, or you might be a couple with a newborn baby and you all are kind of, because I have a few people in those boats and they're like, okay, well, now we need to think about this planning because we have an addition to our family. So it's more like grouping like people together and being able to answer all of their questions that will come up and make it affordable.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
Because I'm at the age now where I'm thinking about wills and what have you, and only one child, big estate here. Yeah. but it's something I think about all the time.
Yeah.
How does it work, and just trying to feel what a workshop is an excellent idea.
And I'm also breaking up the superstition and the myths that by talking about these things that it's going to bring death upon us, or anything of that, because I know it's a difficult topic to talk about. But I can tell you, at the end of my conversations, people are light, people are laughing, people are like, oh, I didn't understand, but now I get it. It's so easy. So I break it down, make it relatable, make it an easy, digestible topic.
I mean, even for young people, you
Yeah.
know, to understand,
Yeah.
you know, if you have property, or even if you have money in the credit union, who do
Yeah.
you leave it to? You know.
Yeah. People think, oh, I don't have anything, or I don't have anybody.
Right.
So, but you could leave it to your friend. It doesn't have to be to family or your child. Like, there's a lot of misconceptions about how we have to operate under estate planning. So, I just want to debunk a lot of those myths for people.
I'm happy that somebody's going to do that. So, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about more about notary services.
Okay.
I want to thank our sponsors this morning, Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center. Thank you so much for your proud sponsorship of the Business Buzz. And this is the first show for the year. And in case you missed who our guest is in the studio this morning, it's Ms. Shonda Glidden from docs.ky, and that's spelled DOCS.KY. Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now? Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. It's 27 minutes after 8 o'clock, heading up to 9 in the studio this morning. Ms. Chanda V. Glidden. Chanda is the attorney at law, founder of docs.ky. And Chanda, thank you so much for joining us this morning in the studio. It's an interesting conversation. Hopefully our listeners will find it interesting and maybe even want to call in if they have any questions. Before taking our break, we'll talk about some more about your notary services.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does it work when it comes to docs.ky? How does it work for customers who are looking to complete those legal documents? We know that you have them online and you can print them off. But walk me through the process. Say you have people who are petrified of filling up a form, simple form. I had somebody the other day who called me to a simple form, but they absolutely hate filling out forms. So take for instance, give me one of yours, the vehicle, the vehicle sale agreement.
Which you can't get any more simpler than this one.
You put this template together.
Correct.
Okay. And it's very simple, but sometimes, simple as it is,
yes,
some people have difficulty.
Yeah.
Walk me through the process both ways, whether I'm filling the form up online or if I'm doing this in front of you.
Okay.
Physically.
All right. So there will be no it's not at a point where you can fill it out online. You will always download it first.
Right. So
these are what we have currently now are PDF documents. So you'd print them and then you can fill them out. Clear handwritten filling out of them. So if you needed support, we'd be there to, you could contact us and we could answer some basic questions that you have. But it's really meant to be a self-service model. So you'd print out your form and it's really clear, you want, name of seller. That's you. Right. Your address. So try to make this as, as little work for you as possible. So, and again, there will be guidance notes or a video just answering some basic questions. So there will be frequently asked questions, videos, guidance notes where it might be a little bit more of a complex circumstance, so you can go through and look. And I tried to think of all of the questions people have asked me in the past, what my clients ask, and like again, I said, it can be very intimidating, and you start to think of all the things that you would not normally think of, and it's like, yes, you said it could be very simple, but you're just like, name of seller, who is the seller? I mean, let's face it, we've all been there, right?
Yes.
And we want to get it right. We don't, this is an important document. We don't want to get it wrong. So I've tried to give as much guidance and support that if I wasn't there to answer these questions for you, you would have it and be able to give it. So I try to just keep it to name and address, like what's your purchase price? You know what that, And I just want to remind people, like, you know the answers to a lot of these things. So, just trust yourself and be confident that you can get it done, right? Yeah. So, and again, like, as we're growing as a business, I've had people call me, people have gone on the site and they're like, I'm not sure if this is what I need, and maybe I don't have that exact template for what they're looking for up yet. But, if they've called me and I've walked them through it and I said, okay, well, what are you actually looking for? And they might explain, okay, I'm looking for like a will that goes from me to my husband, then to my adult child. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have that yet, but as soon as I get it, I can give it to you, or this is what we can do, or I can do that service for you independently. So I want this to be a good experience for people. I want people to be able to take control of their life, to be able to say, hey, I know where I can go get this thing. I'm not spinning my wheels or desperate about how I'm going to get myself through this situation.
I was listening to you, I was filling up a form, one of these e-forms online, government e-forms, and it was to register my vehicle. And got to a certain part, and they were asking for, I can't remember what they were asking for. And I put in a number, and it kept rejecting it. I'm like, why? I got so frustrated, I went back the next day because it just kept rejecting. Yeah. So eventually I called the department, and she was walking me through. And when she said, Miss Anita, that is not I think it was my registration. She said, that's not your registration. I'm like, what? I was so embarrassed because I've been trying for 2 or 3 days to fill this thing up, But it was just, I wasn't paying attention to what they were asking for. So I was putting in the wrong, I think I was putting my registration number, and it wasn't that what they were asking. They were asking for something else. I can't remember exactly what it was. But it was embarrassing, But I thought I'd share this publicly. We all go through these things.
Well, thank you for your vulnerability. But yeah, we all do. And I mean, like, I am highly educated in law and form filling, and I still have to be like, wait, am I going to do this right? Like, there are forms that catch me off guard, and I have to be like, what is it that they're really asking for? And people interpret things different, and people draft things differently. So don't be so hard on yourselves. Like, there's always some room for error, and but we just want to make sure we help you get it right as much as possible.
And those are simple forms.
Yeah. So these are kind of like the really I don't want to say dummy proof, but I can't think of a better word.
But as you know, all contracts are binding, right?
Yes.
No matter how simple.
Yeah.
But it's verbal or not.
Yes.
Too, so.
Yes. So, but in law, it's what you can prove. So here's some proof, too. Right? Yeah. But yeah, so we want to make it eventually that, we can get to maybe we'll get to that LegalZoom phase eventually, where you can just fill in everything and it'll generate the template for you. Nice. I just am not there yet, but nice. We'll get some more documents that have, because these are all PDF, you're going to download a PDF, but I want to have Word versions on there. So someone who's a little bit more confident in their drafting skills can come in, add more of what they want, have a little bit more flexibility, because again, this is very basic. It might not give you everything that you want. And I know we didn't talk about pricing, but just to give people an idea, we're looking at being able to have a very simple will starting at like $150 CI. So
that's
I know.
A good price.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you come to me, it's going to be more than that. But but if you go online, it's going to, you can have a better option, especially if it's something basic. And we're, again, over the next few weeks, we're going to be adding more and more templates. So just keep checking back, or just email us and find out if we have it in the pipeline already.
How do you accept payment? What sort of
so payment right now is through PayPal, because we're working on getting all the banking and everything set up for it. So should be getting another mechanism, maybe through Cayman Gateway or someone that can process the payments locally.
Okay.
But so right now, for any of the templates, it's going to be PayPal, and PayPal usually takes credit card. If you have some real issue with the payment system, you can always email us and we'll figure it out. But again, it's meant to be that self-service type of business model. And like this vehicle sale agreement is $50. So again, like if you had to go to a lawyer, that's going to cost you a couple $100s to get things done, right? So, but we're making it affordable. We're making it reasonable. And then like the power of attorney is another one we have, because people are always asking for powers of attorney, whether it's just for a one-off thing, a general power of attorney. We have one that's a general and one for property management, because right now I felt like with people leaving because of COVID, or people that have property, people that own property here that can't come back right now and deal with it, they might need to have something in place to give people property management authority over their
property.
Yeah. So that's like an $85 agreement. Okay. So these are all very reasonably priced, and payment online. For the notary, we do take card and cash, because some of those will be in person.
Okay.
So that's even.
I mean, looking at the form, I mean, they're simple. Mm-hmm. But do you have, so far, have you had any client who will come and say, look, I need some more legal jargon in this?
Yeah. So there are people that need...
make it tighter, sort of?
Yeah, so this is about as tight as you can get, because the funny thing about legalese is the more robust it gets, the more loopholes you start to have. It's almost like you try to make it tighter by putting more things in it, but then you create more loopholes. So, the funny thing is, the simpler you keep it, it's almost like the safer it is.
I'm learning more by the day, by the minute here. No, Shanda, let's talk about, you said you had two versions, two formats of the document. You have the PDF version and you have the Word version.
So the Word versions will be coming, and that will give people, you download the Word template. Right. So like that, if you wanted that more robustness, then you could put that in. So suppose I only had a space for 4 or 6 beneficiaries, but you wanted more than that, or you wanted to specify gifts. I want to give these specific gifts to people. So you can add more things in, and it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. Some people are very comfortable putting in verbiage, and some people are not. So I'm trying to meet both those levels of needs. Yeah.
Excellent. So if I want to add some more, I add, and I send it to you, you look it over. And Nope. I'm making my decision
You're
right
making
here.
your decision.
Ooh, okay.
But that's why I want to make sure that there are guidance notes available, questions, resources on the website available. The other thing that I often find is sometimes there's government resources, but people don't know exactly where to go look for them. So wherever I can have a free resource for you guys to be able to download a form, or just something that is publicly available that you just wouldn't know where to find it, then I'll have the links for that as well. But the thing is, people don't realize you do not need a lawyer to do everything in your life. There are a lot of things that are very much self-service if you have the right tools.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to The Business Buzz. This is the second segment of The Buzz today. In the studio, we have Ms. Chanda Glidden. Chanda is an attorney, and she is the owner of Docs.ky. I just love the name.
Thank you.
Docs.ky.
Try to keep it very simple and straightforward. So the website, the emails, the everything is the Docs.ky. So once you Google search that, then you should find that coming up. So
and that's DOCS. .ky, not ducks.
Not ducks. Ducks. And not docks that you park your boat on.
That too. Now, tell us, we spoke briefly about wills, right? The importance of a will, and if someone is in need of one. You go online. I'm trying to work this through for the listener who might not, quite get it. So they can go online, upload the form, fill it up.
Yeah,
right.
You select the one you want.
Right.
So there might be a few different precedents on there, templates on there, and just read carefully what the description is. So it'll tell you this is for the person who's looking for this, this, and this, and you might have certain requirements just so you know, like, to be aware it needs 2 witnesses, it needs, some XYZ requirements, and whether there's guidance notes with it or not. And then, so you select that one, you put it in your cart, your virtual cart, and you download it. So then you would just need to print this at home and fill it out. So we'll be working on getting the PDF fillable templates and the Word version. So if you have this version, current version now, you just print it out and then fill it in, and then you're good to go. You can take it wherever you need to. You can scan it, send it wherever you need to. If you were downloading now the Word document, then you can manipulate that how you wanted to and print it, sign it. So some documents have very specific signing requirements. So that's also something I wanted to make sure people were aware of. You know how many times I've had clients that are like, I have a will, but it's not signed.
Wow.
Or they only have one witness, or they don't know that you don't need a notary to witness your will. It can just be 2 ordinary people. So there's a lot of things that you will start to learn.
I didn't know that.
No, a lot of people don't know that.
I thought you had to.
And because there's so much scandal and things that happen, like, people do get very like, well, if I have a notary, then it's solid, right? And nothing wrong. You can have a notary, witness your will, but it's not necessary.
Just one person.
You have to have two people.
Two people.
Yeah,
right,
and same
people.
with power of attorney. You have to have two people. And in my years of experience, I've seen lots of documents executed just very poorly, and even from people who should know better. But it's just something you just don't know, and if you don't know, you don't know. And you don't want your whole estate to be invalid just because you didn't do something that was so simple. And you did it, you just didn't know.
You just didn't know. Yeah. No, sometimes I wonder about something. Okay, this is not asking for free advice. But sometimes you take, for instance, you go through the process of putting a will together, and you have 2 people sign it, and let's say maybe 3 or 4 years after that, you have it somewhere and you forget about it, and something happens where maybe you become
incapacitated,
right? And legally what would that and if you want to change it, or if something happened that would change the content of that will?
Well, your will wouldn't change because only you can change your will. Right? And you have to have the mental capacity. So whatever your will stayed at, like when you lost mental capacity, whatever you had in place, that would be in place.
Okay.
And this does happen, so it's a very good question, and this is education, not advice. so I don't get myself in trouble.
Okay. Gotcha.
But there's a couple different things, like powers of attorney don't last if you don't have mental capacity. It's only valid while the term that the person either sets, or it's or if they lose mental capacity, it's no longer valid. Okay. So with certain things, especially where you're gifting something or giving powers to people, there's a lot of capacity issues. So it's a great question. So if you lose that capacity, whatever you have in place from a estate planning perspective will remain in place. The only way that anything might change, and not even your will, but just in terms of how a family can deal with that if that does happen to somebody, is you can get a guardianship application from the court. So if this person has lost their capacity and they have a business, they have shares, they have things that need to be dealt with, then you can get an application from the court for someone to be appointed as a legal guardian. And there's some proving that has to go on that's in the best interest of that person. Right. But once that's done, then they would be granted an order that says, I can act on this person's behalf to at least administer some of the things that are going on. So
I see you love law. I just love listening to you because you make it sound so simple, right, Susan? So straightforward. You know, I might not even want to pay you for that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's wonderful that you have this knowledge and you're willing to share with those of us who can't afford those $1,000 out. And
estate
fees
planning,
and stuff like that.
Estate planning too is like my specialty. I loved it. I loved understanding how people's dynamics work, how they acquired their wealth, how they, and honestly, there's a little bit of telenovela drama that goes on with estate planning. And it's not, I don't love the news side of it, but I do love the fact that like just family dynamics are just so interesting. And I have a coaching background as well. So just understanding how people work and what they do, it was just always fascinating. And, the stuff people want their kids to do after they're dead. And you're like, I don't think they're going to do that.
Yes, and a lot of people don't think about, stuff like that because, most of us don't want to think about death, and dying, and the gross stuff, morbid stuff. Yeah. But it's inevitable.
Yeah.
And
it is.
It's something that we have to plan for, whether we don't want to.
And you will feel so much better and empowered because it's almost like until you face that thing for the first time, and then you feel like great about it. But until then, it's just like you're like cowering around it. But then once you're like dealt with, that wasn't so bad. That's exactly
bad after all.
That's exactly how you'll feel.
Sean, we're going to take a break. I want to thank our sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center, for their proud sponsorship of Business Buzz. And this is our first Business Buzz for 2021. Susan, were you off to a fine start? Oh, I got a thumbs up. Yay. I love it. Susan is the boss of me, Chanda. Thank you, Susan. We'll take a break. When we come back, what we'll talk about some... Let's talk
if you have any other questions too, we can kind of go through that.
Advice.
Some education.
And if you want to call, please feel free to do so.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Can I send a request, please?
You don't really have to ask us. Just send a request.
This is a shout out to my ex.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Thank you, Susan, for throwing it back us on the Business Buzz. We're speaking with Ms. Chanda Glidden. Chanda is an attorney, and she's also the founder of Docs.ky. And Chanda, off mic, we were talking about, off cue, we were talking about you being a life coach.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your life coaching, because it all ties up with
it does
nicely.
Yes, and I was telling you that I took a break from law. I was at HSBC when they were closing, and that was a big project. So I was like, okay, let me take a little break, and it was a good time for me to try something new and transition into a different aspect of my career. So I did life and leadership coaching, and that was around 2016, and I took some time off to. And most people know me for that now, and they know how I just make things very relatable and straightforward. I had Donna Bush pull me out at we were at some cocktail party or something, and she came and she was just like, I love what you're doing. You're just making this like life just like, yeah, it is what it is. It's relatable, whatever. We're all going through it, whatever. She's like, you're just making it so understandable and simple and taking a lot of the pressure off. So I love her for saying that. So thank you, Donna. That was a very inspirational moment for me to hear you say that. But when I thought about, okay, I'm going over COVID, the lockdown period of COVID, for us, a lot of people were coming to me, they had their pension money and they wanted to open a new business, or they just had more time on their hands. So they're just like, okay, I'm going to start this project and I need some support on it. So they would call me and ask me to look over some things for them. And I said, well, this isn't so bad. Maybe it's time to go back. And, so when I thought about how do I integrate, and Docs.ky had been on the table for about a year before that. Like I registered it, I was starting to work on it behind the scenes. And like I said, it was a 8-year project coming, like desire.
Wow.
Like not project necessarily, but the desire was at least 8 years old. And so it just started a year before that, putting things into place to get it going. And I said, well, how do I put all these things together in my life? And I said, oh, okay, well, from an estate planning perspective, because I love the estate planning side, people need coaching around that sometimes. People who have businesses, have families, they're going to need estate planning, they're going to need business aspects, but they also need some coaching. Sometimes it's coaching around the transition of I'm starting a new business, or coaching around how do I talk about this very difficult topic, right? So there's some coaching elements involved, and that again comes back to the awareness point. So I said, okay, if I tie these things together, it can beautifully mesh, and I can do this my own way where I'm giving people the awareness that they need, the support that they need, and the tools that they need.
And it all came together.
And it's all coming together very, very well.
Oh my gosh, I just love it. Is this Donna? Donna
Mae Bush.
Oh, Mae Bush. Okay. Hi, Donna, if you're listening.
Hi.
So it's all coming together, and it's coming together beautiful. It's good to have you in the studio this morning to discuss all that, Shonda. It's amazing. Yeah. And now, what advice would you offer to someone who might be interested in working in the legal industry?
Okay. I always tell people that law is a good foundation to have. So if you've ever been curious about getting a law degree, let's just start with the degree. If you've ever been just curious about getting the law degree, do it, because it will always benefit you. Just having that basic understanding, like again, laws dictate everything around us, whether we can drive, how fast we drive, where we put our rubbish, buying our properties. It dictates everything. It governs the world around us. So having a basic fundamental understanding of how that operates will never do you wrong. So it's a good place to start if you're interested. Even if you don't want to be a lawyer at the end of the day, good foundational work. Be open to trying everything. A lot of people come in and they're like, I want to be a corporate lawyer, I want to be a litigator. Be open to learning everything. I hated trust law. I was like okay with the family law stuff, but I absolutely hated lands and trusts and in school, right?
Why?
It was boring. It moved slow. It was very technical.
Was that British? Was it a British law?
Yes, I went to the law school here.
Okay.
So it was Cayman Islands Law School when I went, not Truman Lawton, but same thing. But an amazing staff. So let me just shout out the staff there. Like, great experience. I couldn't want for anything more. But, in the bubble of education, I hated the areas that when I went into practice and actually learned the practicalities of them, I enjoyed. And I when I went through my seats and the partners asked me, well, where do you want to sit? I said, trusts, and estate planning.
Really?
and I would not, if you asked me that in law school, I'd be like, no, never.
Is that weird?
Yeah. And sometimes that is what happens, right? The thing we think we'll never be is what we end up being, or the thing we hate the most we end up being. So I think that try everything. Back to your question, what advice you would give someone looking to be a lawyer? Try everything, be open to everything. It's possible. If you don't like how things are going, there is possibility and room for change. Like I said, I didn't like how law was operating. I didn't want to be the standard lawyer. I didn't want to have the standard practice. I didn't want to work in that way. I don't like all the pomp and circumstances around big firm life. It's there and it's necessary, and people need that for whatever reason, but that's not me. I'm definitely a down with the people kind of person.
We're down with you, man.
Yeah. So
we like that.
Thank you. Yeah. So, and so don't think that you can't practice law the way you would like to practice law. Sometimes law is such a prescriptive career that all of the hurdles are set out in front of you. But you get to choose. It's such a broad category. It's so much you can do with it. You get to choose how you want to be and who you want to be in this practice, in your practice.
Amen to that. What can we look forward to from docs.ky?
Oh gosh,
For
yes,
this year
I'm
and
exciting.
onward.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to putting together some really inspirational videos for you in terms of just like breaking it down and like the things you need to know. I'm looking at this lease agreement, this vehicle sale agreement, going like, okay, little things people don't think of, like their insurance, or did that person actually go put my car in their name, or is it still registered under me?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and why that's important. So a lot more guidance, a lot of energy just around awareness and education on the little things you need to know that you don't know, and just a lot more robust applications coming through. So I'm looking forward to seeing more people be able to start their own business, understanding what's the difference between having an incorporated company and a trade and business license. So I'm looking forward to more business owners stepping up and doing more things, because I'm going to be putting more things out there.
How about those people who are just starting out in business, opening a little business, and they just need some guidance? Would you be able to?
So yeah, I want to be
help.
able to have those things in a place where everybody can go, because most people have the same questions, right? And again, back to the self-service model. You will always have the people that. My household is a perfect example. My dad will go online, do all the research, do it himself. My mother will be like, somebody just do that for me.
That's me.
She's like, who do I need to pay to just get that done?
Yeah, that's me.
So you will always have those two versions.
And my daughter.
And I wanted that to be able to coexist.
Yeah.
So I just want to put this out here. I am not saying that you don't need lawyers. Lawyers have a place, and they are very necessary in this world. And I am still a lawyer, but you don't need a lawyer for everything. So, yeah, what you can do, you can do.
You can do. Now, Chanda, can you give us some more information on some contact details and all the good stuff?
Yeah. So if you want to visit our website, everything's there at docs.ky. Very simple. Social media, where you'll find more of the information as we move forward. Everything is docs.ky on Facebook, on Instagram. We're going to keep it really, really super simple. If you need to email us, then it's admin@docs.ky. And if you need a notary in particular, you can email notary@docs.ky.
No, that's simple.
Simple.
Notary@docs.ky.
Right.
Admin@docs.ky. You can't. Docs@.ky. You can't miss all that. Chanda, anything else that we missed that you might want to mention to our listeners?
No, but I do want to have one last comment for anybody who's out there that they have a dream, they have something that has been on their heart for a long time. I'm almost in tears now, but this is so heartfelt coming to you, that if you're listening today and you have had something on your heart, God placed something on your heart, a desire to open a business, to do a project, and you know that you can't leave this world without finishing that, then it might have been decades ago that dream came into you. It is never too late. This business took me 8 years to actually launch. So, just be patient and keep looking for that way. Keep working on it. Even if it's your side hustle, keep working on it. Little by little, you will get there. So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream.
Tiny steps, tiny goals toward that big goal. Yeah. Chanda, I want to say thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio this morning. I want to say, come back, let's talk more. I'm pretty sure Susan will hit you up at some point and get you back in the studio as you progress in your new business and you move forward.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome anytime. Thanks to our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Business Buzz this morning. We've had the folks from Artness Creative Studio, Reno Jackson, an artist, and Kevon from HD Digital earlier this morning on the first segment. And now thanks again to Chanda Glidden. And as we mentioned earlier, she's an attorney and also the owner of docs.ky. And we wish her all the success in 2021 and onward. And hopefully Zoom, what do you call it? Zoom, the Zoom... Legal Zoom was
Legal Zoom.
Yeah. Legal Zoom. We look forward to it.
And creating more of that.
And those workshops.
Yes.
Those workshops.
Absolutely. So you can look out on the website. They'll be starting in February.
In February. Yeah. Okay, as early as that. Thank you again. And thanks to our sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center. Thanks to our producer, Miss Susan Watson, for putting this all together. And we'll see you on Thursday, God's willing, for another Business Buzz.
Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at